Hi everyone, welcome to Rishi Tarot. Today we will be asking about the working dynamics with respect to your coworker, boss, or possible business partner. So we have 4 piles for today. Here is pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. Now you may pause the video and pick a pile, or if you have already chosen your pile, you may go to the timestamp below in the description box and click on it to fast forward to your reading. Now, this is a general reading, and as always, take only what your intuition validates. See you at the Hi, my pal one. Welcome to your reading. So, we're looking at what is the dynamic between you and the other party with respect to a working relationship. Okay, so this can be a boss, it can be someone you're thinking of partnering up with respect to your business, collaborating on things together, or this could be a coworker that you're currently in the same team, in the same company with. Okay, so let me first address the situation where the party in question is your boss, okay? Now, you're worried about your career and financial situation at this moment. And you feel really trapped, you're worried, you're anxious, and you don't have clarity. You don't have clarity as to what to do next. Now, in this situation wherein the party is your boss, he or she is also in a very unstable position. Things aren't working out and there is very clear financial strain. We have the Five of Pentacles here and the World in reverse. So there is no good outcome that can come out of this at the moment because there is this lack of stability for both parties. Now, to make the matter worse, there's also a lack of honesty, okay? I feel like both parties are not honest about their financial or career situation. As a result, this is not going to be a ideal situation going forward. Now, if this is a job or this is a boss you're inquiring, therefore, if it is with regards to your job situation, the advice is to come clean for both parties. This is where you ask your boss, like, hey, where is this company going? Like, should I be, considering options outside of this company and start looking for work elsewhere? And your boss got to come clean with what the situation with the company too. So it is only until both parties are honest with each other that there can be some form of moving forward, right? However, because the foundation is shaky at the moment, if this is a boss that you're talking about, so that relates to the company you're working for, then it doesn't look hopeful, okay? And so you're told to release your worries, okay, to come clean and to probably find prospects somewhere else. Now, if this isn't a boss we're talking about, let's say we're talking about a potential business partner here, then the same answer applies, right? So both parties are in a very unstable situation and there's a lack of honesty. And that is not a good start to get things going, okay? On one hand, you're worried, and the other party is financially strained or feeling really insecure about their job prospects or career going forward. So, once again, we have the situation where there's a lack of honesty between both parties. And so this is not going to work out. At least at this moment, it's not going to work out. And it's got nothing to do with the personality, but it's more to do with both parties' financial situation at the moment, as well as the lack of honesty. Okay, and if this is, so there are 3 possibilities, right? I've covered 2, and so the last possibility is, what if this is if the other party is a coworker? Right? So this is someone you've been working with for a while, in the same company, in the same team, and you're wondering if you can continue working with this person. Well, I feel like both parties here are really insecure at the moment. Okay, so now if you are in the category where you're inquiring about a current coworker, now the advice is a little different. Okay, now the advice here is that both of you are worried. Both of you feel shaky, and there's been a lack of honesty between both parties. And the advice here is that you can move forward. Okay, you can move forward if this is a coworker of yours in question. And what you have to do is to have an honest conversation where you go, hey, both of us are insecure. Both of us are worried about something, right? Maybe the company here is facing some kind of trouble, and this is where you got to come together. You got to be like, let's put our differences aside. I'm really sorry for whatever happened, if there was some misunderstanding, but we both feel trapped. We both feel like there are a lot of things left unsaid. Now, can we move forward? All right, so for my part one, let me summarize. If this party in question here is your boss or a person you are considering being a business partner with, someone to collaborate with, the answer is no. And not right now, because both of you are not in a stable position and there is a lack of honesty. And finally, if you're in a category where this is a coworker where we're referring to, well, you can move forward. You can be each other's friends. You can collaborate, but you gotta get clean. You gotta be honest with each other. Whatever misunderstanding, whatever that transpired prior, or whatever fears and anxieties you might have as a team working together, let it out. Have a good conversation and let the worry go away. Okay, my part one, that is your reading. I hope this short reading has given you some level of clarity as to whether you can work with this person in question here. If you have enjoyed this reading, please give it a like and do subscribe to the channel. Thank you. Hi, my pal two. Welcome to your reading. So right off the bat, yes, you can work with this person, okay? So let's dive into it, okay? Now, let's start with you. You're a little negative Nancy here, all right? You're not exactly seeing the full possibility and the opportunities presented by this partnership. I think there is a part of you that is just really looking for some level of certainty or stability in your career, right? And so this expectation of certainty and just stability in general is creating this negative loop in your head because of this expectation that things ought to be certain, right? But because of this mindset, you're missing out on the bigger picture. Your partner, so this could be a boss, right, we're speaking of, or it could be a potential business partner, someone you collaborate with on a particular project, or say, a coworker that you just team up with, right? But I have a feeling for my pal too that you are, and this has got to do more with like a business partner. All right, I'm getting a sense for my pal too that the majority of you are actually asking about a business partner here. Someone you will be collaborating with going forward on some kind of project or a new venture, right? Okay, so let's talk about your partner here or this potential person you'll be collaborating with. Now he or she's really hopeful, all right? And he or she's all excited, enthusiastic about the path going forward. Now, on top of that, he or she is actually very grounded. Now, it may feel like, sometimes we're just over enthusiastic and we lack the reality check. Your partner, from what I've seen through the cards, he or she is actually pretty grounded. It's like tangible enthusiasm. He or she sees the opportunity, has done the logical strategy on how to go how to go about it, and they're hopeful. Okay, they're hopeful for the future to come. And the advice here is also incredibly hopeful. You have the King of Pentacles here, my pal 2, for your advice. So very clearly, whatever venture that both of you are, starting out on is going to be really productive, and it's going to really manifest beautifully, all right? So there is incredible potential for whatever venture, collaboration in question here, okay? It's going to bring about monetary success. Now, it may take a while, all right, but it will happen, okay? Because it is your partner here has done, or maybe both of you prior, have done a fair bit of analysis, business analysis and market strategy, and it's very tangible. So you both have a good thing going. So you have to be more hopeful, all right? If you're a little worried about the future, you have to realize that sometimes our minds have this ability to fool us, to trick us. Now, the mind can go both ways, right? It can be a great computer, and you utilize it correctly, it will, strategize and figure out the best way to get there. But sometimes our minds can go into this negative loop, and the advice here is for you to be careful about how you allow your anxiety to overtake what is logically realistic, okay? So realistically, and I think your partner or collaborator can vouch for, it is doable. It is very tangible, all right? The opportunities have a high probability of being successful. All right, so my pal 2, the answer is yes. You can work with this person. This is a good collaboration. This collaboration is going to get the both of you somewhere, right? And it's going to be good, okay? And there's going to be financial abundance. There's going to be prosperity. And you both have come together, stay positive, stay realistic too, but also be hopeful. It's like tangible enthusiasm, tangible hopefulness, right? Tangible optimism. So you are both capable of manifesting whatever project that you both have come up with. And yes, so group 2, it's a big yes. You should work with this person, and whatever comes to fruit, between the both of you, whether it be a business, a project, it's going to do well. All right, so just stay positive. And take it one step at a time. All right, my group 2, I hope you enjoyed your reading. If you do, please give it a like and subscribe. Thank you. Hi, my pal 3, welcome to your reading. So my pal 3, we're looking at if you can work with this person. And I'm going to say the answer is most likely no, okay? And I will dive into details. So you're not happy with working with this person. I feel like you're already working with this person. And for the majority of my pal 3, this person is most likely your boss, okay? Or maybe a business partner, but someone with an upper hand. Okay, this person has an upper hand over you, and you're probably already working with him or her, and you've been thinking about not wanting to continue this working relationship. So for one, you're feeling overwhelmed. So if you're already working with this person, you feel really overwhelmed, and there's probably a lot of work responsibility if this person here is your boss or someone with an upper hand in your business, and so you feel overworked. and you feel like it's an undue amount of responsibility, that you have to undertake. And on the other hand, this person in question, most likely your boss, is very domineering and very, authoritative. And it, on the other hand, he's also very unrelenting. He's not really willing to change. I'm not. He probably got some feedback. It could come from you or it could come from other people. He's got that feedback, but there is this reluctance to change his or her behavior. So he or she's really bossy, and there is no real effort to make things better. So the answer is no. The answer is it's unlikely you would want to continue working with this person. Now, if there is a small possibility, this could be a potential business partner you're considering working for. In this case, the answer is also no, because I don't feel like your personalities are going to join, right? So this person in question here is very domineering, okay? It's very domineering, and he or she isn't very compromising either. When you're working with someone, even when he or she's your boss, there has to be a level of compromise, right? Because we can't always get our way. If the other person's insisting that a job be done in like 2 hours when it takes like a whole day to do it, then that's being really unreasonable. And that's what I'm getting here, okay? So the answer is no. All right, so let's move on to the advice. Now, clearly, you're considering this working relationship, or if you're still working with this person, the reason is financial security, right? So probably this person in question here has some level of power and influence, whether it be his or her position in a company or his resources, like he could put down a big chunk of money to invest with you, etc. Now, either way, that is really what he or she offers. But aside from that, working with this person is, I hate to say it, but it's a real pain, right? So on your part, it's like you are giving in to this person because of the power and the influence or the money that he or she brings. Now, the advice, however, is that, you got to let go of this need for security. And because going forward, even though it brings you some level of stability and security at this moment, going forward, it's not going to be a good opportunity, okay? Because of the personality we spoke about earlier, where he or she in question is, a little unreasonable, right? And you can't really work with someone who's acting like he or she's the king, and gets to order and tell you what to do. That happens in the military, but we're not in the military here, right? So now the advice for you, my pal 3, is that you're undergoing a time of change, okay? And it's difficult to change, especially when you perceive that your current situation is the only opportunity you've got. So, it's really important for you, my pal 3, to believe in yourself, that we don't always have control over, our lives, what's going on externally. But what we can do is, try to change our way of thinking. So my advice, pal 3, is, as much as, you can't work with this person, there are some ways you can change your thinking, okay? So if you really are in a position where you can't let go of this job because of financial issues, you can let go, you can change your thinking, right? So you admit and you accept that you can't work with this person. It's like a big no. However, because of financial constraints, you have to change your mindset a little. Okay, so you got to be very logical, and you're like, I can't really put up with this person, but I will give myself X amount of time. Okay, I'm going to not put any emotional energy into working with this person, and whatever benefits I get, that's great, and it ends right there, right? Don't get emotionally affected. Now, that is for the category of my pile 3 where, you just, because of the financial situation, you cannot afford not to work with this person. So if you're in that category, my pile 3, my advice is, yes, suck it up, but don't let it affect you. Okay? You can do it. You can control, that is what you can control, right? How you react to things. So if you're doing a job, as soon as you log out of it, as soon as you're home, if you're working from home, you log out of it, detach yourself. Don't let the, emotional vampire of this person get into you. But for the rest of my pile 3, where you have the luxury of choice, or you can find a better opportunity, and you can work with someone else. You don't have to rely on this investor, etc. The advice would be look elsewhere. Look for someone else, because this person's really difficult to work with. Okay. So my pile 3, I hope that this reading has brought you some level of clarity. If you do enjoy the reading, please give it a like and subscribe. Thank you. Hi, my pile 4. Welcome to your reading. So my pile 4, now you are feeling a little overwhelmed by this person in question. I say that because I feel like your boundaries have been violated by this boss, coworker, or potential business partner you're considering working with. First off, you're someone who is very giving, okay? I see that you tend to come to a compromise easily, and you tend to listen to a variety of opinions, and you won't be someone who insists on your opinion being the only opinion, right? However, this person in question here, it could be a boss, it could be a coworker. Now, he or she is acting a bit like a know-it-all, right? So this person here thinks that he or she has a lot of experience, is very wise, but that's not the case, right? There is this false sense of bravado here. There's this false sense of, I know it all and you guys have to listen to me, right? And that is creating, and that is not healthy. That is not healthy, okay? So if this is a coworker, or speaking of, or a boss, your advice is to not take it personally. And not just not take it personally, okay, but to honor your own opinions, and actually not to pay that much attention to what this person has to say, because this person is sort of pretending to know what he or she is saying. And maybe initially at the get-go, like, people will kind of like buy into it. But the reality is, a lot of what he or she, like this person in question here is speaking of, what he or she is saying is actually unsubstantiated, right? It's not relevant. It's probably not even well thought out. But you get people like this where they really insist that their opinion is the only opinion, right? And this is where you really got to step up. You have to honor your own voice. You have to speak up more, and you can't let someone put you down, okay? So it's your responsibility to exert your own boundaries. And you have to say no. When it doesn't feel right, you need to say no. You're someone who's very giving, and that's really a good thing, right? But you have to give to the appropriate people. And this person here is taking advantage, all right? It's taking advantage of you. Now, if this person in question here is a potential business partner you're contemplating, collaborating with, partnering with, the answer is a big no, okay? So what I said above still applies, all right? Where this person is, it's a bit like an empty cattle, like, or is it the empty trumpet that blows the loudest horn? Okay, so you can't take what this person says at face value. Okay, and if you're considering going to a business partnership with this person, like collaborate on some front, you really gotta think twice, because I'm getting a sense that this person is eyeing your resources. Okay, you have access to some resources. It could be connection, like network, knowing the right people in the right places, or it could be, money, like you may have the financial ability, or investors, so you have that financial ability, and this person is secretly, eyeing it, right? So and that's okay. It's okay to want an investor because the investor has money. But the other thing is this person isn't really, being very honest. But not honest. But this person's opinion is he's just too full of himself. And on the other hand, you're a little soft, you can be a little too giving, and as a result, this isn't a healthy dynamic. Okay, so the answer is no. If you're thinking of working with this person, like a business partnership going forward, the answer is no. Now, if this person is like a coworker or a boss, okay, you're told that you need to voice up. Like you can't be just, you can't drown out your own voice just because this person is, spouting his own beliefs. And half of those beliefs aren't even that true, right? So stand up for yourself, okay? For my category, my pile 4, I'm also getting this sense that, there's a possibility this person may like you, like in a romantic manner. Like you may not be aware of it. Like he or she may have a crush on you. Either way, it's not healthy. It's not healthy, right? So whether it be a boss or this person is like a business partner or a coworker, now this person is acting this way because this person is, actually kind of insecure. And when someone is insecure and someone is hurt inside, they tend to act out in the most, obnoxious way. So this person is a little obnoxious, he says kind of unconventional things, or he or she could be a real stickler for rules, like, things have to be done this way, or it could be the other extreme. But either way, it's not easy to work with this person because of the very staunch views that he or she has. And you don't really want to work with someone who's so uncompromising. So the overall answer for this pile 4 of mine is no. If this is a coworker or this is a boss, emotionally detach yourself from this person. And if you're ever having a work discussion with this person, voice out your views. Don't let your voice drown out because of his or her opinion. You have to defend your boundary here. My pile 4, defend your boundary, okay? Now, my pile 4, I'm going to repeat myself. If this is a business partnership you are contemplating about, no. No. You don't want to work with this person, okay? Because it's not going to gel well on the personality level, and he or she doesn't really offer much substance, to their opinions, and I feel like it's very unsubstantiated. And this person is going through some kind of emotional thing, which is making him or her act this way. And you really don't want that in your vicinity, in your energy field. On the other hand, this person is also kind of in this situation because you have the financial resources, right? So we're speaking about, if this is like a business collaboration situation. So yes, the answer is no. And the oracle advice is self-love. So you don't want to, sometimes when we feel like we don't have a voice, or, we're not firm about boundaries, it's because we're not very confident with ourselves. We don't trust ourselves enough. And because we don't honor ourselves enough. So when you start practicing more self-love and you start honoring yourself, you start respecting the voice that is inside of you, you start embracing your own confidence, and that's when things change, okay? That is when you no longer have to deal with people like this, okay? And you become more discerning, right? Because when you have more self-love, you actually become more discerning because you trust your own intuition, you trust yourself, right? And so you don't want to be conned, okay? And I'm not saying this person is a con man, but this person doesn't feel legitimate to me, okay? It doesn't feel legit. So there is a small section, there's a small category of my pile 4 where this person has a romantic interest in you. That's, unless you reciprocate that, I feel like that's a big no-no. You don't want that kind of emotional, romantic tension, especially if it's one way, right? It gets a little creepy. So you have to exert your boundaries, my pile 4. Okay, my pile 4, I hope you enjoyed your reading and that this reading has brought more clarity to your situation. So the answer is no. And my pile 4, I like your energy. It's a really beautiful energy. You just have to honor yourself more. And okay, so if you enjoyed this reading, please give it a like and subscribe. All right, thank you.